WCVB TV, Boston. Now, this is Newscenter 5. Coverage you can count on.
A blast of winter is heading our way. How much snow will we get? The latest from Dick Albert. Ice covers the burned-out mill in Methuen as investigators search for the cause of the fire. And if you're buying video games this holiday, new ratings give you some guidance on video violence.
Good afternoon from the Weather Department. A heads up. Keep those shovels and scrapers handy.
Another show of snow is zeroing in on us. Tomorrow it won't be just cold, it'll be snowing as well. And for the fourth time this season, New Englanders will be utilizing the tools of the season. Just what will we get and when will we get it? Well, here's meteorologist Dick Albert, who joins us with the latest from the Weather Center. Dick.
Well, Chet, another snowstorm on the way, that's for sure. This looks like a light to moderate storm, but it's going to be messy tomorrow. The latest radar does show some action to the west of us. Let's take a look at that. There's snow, there's sleet, there's freezing rain from Pennsylvania into Detroit, Michigan, and into Ohio and down through Virginia. A real mess at this time. Now, the good thing about this particular storm is it looks like it'll come in after tomorrow morning's commute. So we'll have a cloudy and cold start, maybe some flurries along the coast. The snowy conditions will be well west of us, so the evening commute is definitely going to be a problem. I'll have the exact snowfall amounts and the wintry story when I return in about 10 minutes or so. Nat?
All right, Dick, stay with Newscenter 5 for the latest on the snow headed our way, including the Friday and Saturday storm systems. In the Pacific Northwest, it's mop-up time after brutal winds and rain. Trees were toppled, roofs ripped off, and power lines still down. Wind gusts reached 120 miles an hour in parts of California, Washington State, and Oregon. More than 1 million people lost power, and hundreds are still without electricity tonight. On Newscenter 5 at 5:30, we'll go live to Washington State for the latest on the damage and the cleanup out there. And late-breaking news at this hour, a child is being rushed to the hospital after falling through the ice at Flax Pond in Dennis. The child was in the icy water about 15 minutes, we're told, and is being med-flighted to a Boston hospital. We are following developments, and we'll have more as we get it.
8 victims of the horrific Malden Mills fire are still in critical condition this afternoon. Dozens who live near the Methuen textile mill are still being kept out of their homes because of air quality concerns. Meanwhile, the investigation into the cause of the fire continues. Newscenter 5's Anthony Everett is live at the scene now with the latest. Anthony?
All right, Chet, thank you. There's very little new on the investigation here today, in part because, as you can see behind me, some of the fires still burn here at Malden Mills, and that has made it difficult for investigators to get inside to try to determine exactly what happened here, and also in part because much of the investigatory process at this point involves conducting interviews, and that will take some time. They're only about halfway done with that process so far. Let me give you a sense as to just how close this mill complex is to the residential community here. Literally, just outside the gates of the mill complex are a group of homes, and this area was evacuated early on. At the height of this, about 30 families were evacuated. Many of them have now gone to live with relatives, but still tonight, there are about a dozen families who cannot get back to their homes.
Come on, let's go. I'm going to make sure you get uniforms for school. Let's go. Come on.
For those evacuated from their homes 2 days ago, a chance today to gather some belongings. When they'll be able to move back in is unclear.
Well, I was hoping it was be today. Then I called this morning and they said that hopefully tomorrow. That hopefully is what worries me.
Yeah, I'm really sad because I'm not going to spend Christmas here in my own house.
They were evacuated for their safety the night of the fire. Now officials want to be sure air quality in the area is safe. The Federal Environmental Protection Agency was conducting tests today.
Based on what we've seen so far, there is no reason to be concerned. We just want to confirm that by taking some tests.
Fire investigators continue conducting interviews to determine exactly what started the fire. Much of the manufacturing complex was destroyed, but the corporate headquarters and a warehouse next door have been untouched. Malden Mills is flying a flag, even though the hearts of some employees are low.
Especially with Christmas and everything else, it's hard on, especially when we've got 3 kids. It's not easy.
The man from Malden Mill, Mr. Ernstein, promised that we'd get our jobs back and everything, so we're going to stand by him and stick it out.
Well, they have certainly caught the spirit of company owner Aaron Feuerstein. It's truly remarkable how many people have come up to us in the last couple of days completely unsolicited and said, be sure to tell people how much this man means, not just to Lawrence and Methuen, but to all the employees who work at this company. It reminds you of George Bailey and It's a Wonderful Life. This man has touched a lot of people in this area, and even through this tragedy, they want people to know how much they care about him, and he has stuck by them in difficult times, and they are promising to stick by him in these difficult times as well. Reporting live from Methuen, I'm Anthony Everett, News Center 5. Natalie, to you.
Thanks, Anthony. The nice part of that difficult story. A Boston teenager is being held without bail tonight in the murder of Barrington Nevins. The 17-year-old Anthony Robinson pled innocent to murdering Nevins, the Brighton Honors student who was shot to death the day after Thanksgiving. Police say Nevins was killed for his jacket and sneakers. More on today's arraignment from News Center 5's Pam Cross.
The accused and the victim were both 17. Each was with a group of friends. They met on a Dorchester street the night after Thanksgiving, and that is where the similarities end. Prosecutors say Anthony Robinson, held on murder, robbery, and assault charges, confessed to police when he was arrested while on the run in Virginia earlier this week.
And at that time, it admitted to participating in the robbery of Barrington Nevins and his friends, and admitted to firing a .22 caliber rifle.
The dead teen, Barrington Nevins, was killed, apparently because he refused to hand over his jacket and a gold chain. Nevins was a high school honor student on the way to the movies with several friends. Those buddies apparently knew the suspect by nickname. Robinson's mother, in the red hat, sat just a few feet from where her son stood in shackles. She told reporters she still can't believe it. Robinson was on the run and in hiding for more than 2 weeks at the time of the shooting. He was missing from the custody of the Department of Youth Services. Today, he was held without bail. In Dorchester, I'm Pam Cross, News Center 5.
On the New England Newsline, a 23-year-old woman has pled not guilty in Barnstable Court to charges that she kidnapped an infant in Mashpee on Monday. Police say Jacqueline Sevior drove off with a car owned by the child's mother. The 4-month-old was still in the back seat. Sevior had been reported missing from a mental facility a week earlier. She is being held without bail. The baby was recovered unharmed. Former Governor Michael Dukakis is donating $300,000 from his presidential campaign fund to 3 colleges. The money will create the Michael S. Dukakis Internship in Public Service at UMass Boston, UMass Dartmouth, and at Northeastern University, where Dukakis is a political science professor. With matching funds from the schools, the program will create 4 paid internships in public service at each institution. Good news tonight for ferret pet lovers. Governor Weld formally signed a bill that would allow Bay State residents to legally own ferrets. The bill also prohibits the use of ferrets for hunting purposes and requires ferret breeders to be licensed. The new law will go into effect early next March.
Today, a North Shore mother turned sleuth is bringing her alleged deadbeat former husband to justice. He owed nearly $100,000 in child support. News Center 5's Kirby Perkins is live at Logan with late developments on this story. Kirby?
Natalie, her name is Karen Silliter, and she is one tenacious woman. As her former husband, Thomas Brancato, found out, during the last 4 years, she tracked him down, and it is an incredibly complicated paper trail that she followed to do it. Quite honestly, too complicated to go into here, so suffice to say she tracked him down with the skill of a private detective. Karen Stilliter, divorced mother of 2 abandoned children.
He's coming back in handcuffs.
Her former husband, Tom Brancato, not the kind of homecoming this Danvers native would have wanted. He and Karen were married back in the early 70s. 2 children, Ben and Jamie. A few years after their marriage broke up, he disappeared, off to Michigan with his second wife. It is alleged that they formed a corporation to hide his considerable income as a software salesman.
He was making $124,000
a year
when he was, yes, with bonuses. So we went ahead.
So his current wife had to be a co-conspirator in that, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since she was listed as president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary, I would say she was heavily into this.
Her former husband is now back to face criminal and civil charges, but Karen is not just serving her children's financial interests here. She has helped author a bill that would make what he and his second wife are alleged to have done a crime.
legislation would penalize co-conspirators.
You think this is essential because so many of these deadbeat dads who do have some resources
Yes.
need some place to hide it, and they need somebody to help them hide it.
Exactly. They have to find a way to make it disappear from their personal income tax return.
Any comment on the charges against you?
As you can see, he had nothing to say. His attorney says he'll do his talking tomorrow when he is arraigned in Essex Courthouse. As for that legislation she's helped author, it will be taken up by the next session of the legislature. She's also working on a pamphlet. The working title is Tracking Deadbeat Dads. Reporting live at Logan Airport, this is Kirby Perkins, Newscenter 5.
Coming up on Newscenter 5, the FBI raids a California home looking for clues in the sabotage attack of an Amtrak train.
And from our health beat, Dr. Timothy Johnson had his word of a major milestone in the treatment of stroke that can limit the paralyzing effects.
And at 5:30, children at risk. What's behind a recent rash of crimes against victims who are unable to defend themselves?
For the special people on your list, the buyers at TJ Maxx have gone all over the world because a little extra effort can make the difference between finding a great gift and a treasure. They roamed the European countryside to find hand-knit sweaters, journeyed far and wide for shirts that prove that tailoring is still an art, traveled from New York to Paris for the latest designer fashions, and everywhere they went, TJ Maxx buyers search for distinctive, elegant gifts, delicately hand-cut crystal, the most luxurious silk, and fine-grained leather handbags and accessories. They returned with a collection of unique, fine-quality gifts. And since these gifts are now at the great prices TJ Maxx is known for, you can afford more treasures than ever before. So this year, more than ever, it's better to give than to receive.
Kitchen Etc., the cooking and dining superstore, is the source for your holiday entertaining and gift giving with savings up to 40% every day. Fine coffee is easy with Krups Espresso Mini, a great gift idea at $49.99. Go from oven to table with Corning's French White, your choice. These covered casseroles or divided dish, only $9.99. And from Oneida, preparing is easy with this profile 6-piece knife block set, now only $59.95. Kitchen Etc. has full bridal registry services. Kitchen Etc., everything you need to prepare and serve good food.
This is Health Rider, the revolutionary machine that tones and stretches your entire body, burns fat, and builds aerobic fitness, all in a fun, easy 20-minute workout. And now, just in time for the holidays, the Health Rider can be yours for only $49 a month. To get your Health Rider for $49 a month, or to find out where you can test ride it at a mall near you, call 1-800-UP-AND-DOWN right away, because the special holiday offer ends December 31st.
You're watching Newscenter 5 at 5. Coverage you can count on with Chet Curtis, Natalie Jacobson, and meteorologist Dick Albert. Now, Newscenter 5 continues.
On the national newsline, the FBI has raided a house in Southern California in connection with last October's Amtrak derailment in Arizona. That home is located northwest of Los Angeles in Val Verde. It is reportedly rented by a man named John Olin. FBI officials won't say what they found. One person was killed and 78 injured when the Amtrak train plunged into a riverbed. The two suspects in the Oklahoma City bombing are transported to an Oklahoma City court under heavy guard this morning. Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols avoided eye contact during their first court appearance since their arrest. A judge heard arguments on whether documents in the case should be unsealed. Those present in the court say McVeigh smiled at times, but Nichols was stone-faced.
On the health beat, 1/3 of all strokes are fatal. Another third cause permanent brain damage that causes paralysis and speech or vision problems. But tonight there's hope in a drug used to treat heart attack patients. Newscenter 5's medical editor, Dr. Timothy Johnson, reports on a groundbreaking study in tomorrow's New England Journal of Medicine.
Can you lift this leg up in the air? Oh, very good.
Bill Hurd had headaches but no other health problems before his stroke in March of 1992.
I fell to the floor, you know. That's when the wife called 911.
Doctors say Bill had a blood clot that formed in his neck artery and traveled to his brain. causing paralysis on his right side.
The dark area is the area that's damaged. There's no blood flow to that region.
But research in tomorrow's New England Journal of Medicine suggests treatment with an anti-clotting medication commonly used for heart attacks can sometimes stop the debilitating effects of a stroke. Researchers studied over 300 patients and found that those given the drug TPA were 30% more likely to have minimal or no disability after 3 months versus those given a placebo.
What it says implicitly is something that's been believed for a few years now, which is that when you become paralyzed with a stroke, the nerve cells, in fact, are not completely and irrevocably damaged, but they can recover if you restore blood to them quickly.
The research suggests quick treatment is essential. In this study, the drug was given within 3 hours of the onset of the stroke. There is also some risk. Over 6% of those given TPA suffered a cerebral hemorrhage, bleeding in the brain, as compared to only 0.6% of those who did not get the drug. Still, this study showed the benefits of the drug far outweighed the risks in properly selected patients.
This is the first time really that a treatment for acute ischemic stroke has shown a positive result.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Dr. Timothy Johnson joins us here. Now, will this help all stroke victims or only certain ones?
It will not help all stroke victims, and very specifically, you have to make sure, as humanly as possible, that you don't give the drug to patients who have what we call hemorrhagic strokes, that is, strokes caused by actual bleeding into the brain, because you would only make matters worse in that case.
By pumping more blood.
So what's critical is that people get to the hospital as soon as they think they're having symptoms of a stroke. Then they have tests, including a CAT scan, to decide what kind of stroke they're having. Then, if they think they're having a non-hemorrhagic stroke, they might use this new treatment. More studies need to be done, but it's very exciting, and we've been hoping for years that we could use the same drug we use in heart attacks so routinely today to treat strokes.
And this medication's available now? They're using it? It doesn't
They're
require
using
more
it in
study?
research projects right now.
So
it's not widely available. It's widely available. It's not widely used for this purpose, but I suspect this study will trigger more use of it in treating acute strokes. The key is to get to the hospital quickly, to a major center that can sort this out quickly.
Boy, exciting news. Okay, Tim, thank you.
All right, Dr. Tim, let's check now with Cindy Campbell of Smart Routes for the latest on the ride home.
Thank you very much, Chet. Well, tonight we're hearing about an accident scene. Route 1 northbound at Copeland Circle is definitely going to jam things up through the Copeland Circle, Revere, Saugus area. Also, Route 128 north and south tied up in spots between Burlington and Canton due to earlier accidents. Route 28 in the Lawrence area still closed for just about a half a mile due to yesterday's fire. And also, later on tonight, if you're driving around in the northbound side of the Central Artery, lane restrictions will be in place between Causeway Street and Storrow Drive. Expect delays especially after the Celtics game lets out from later on tonight. From Smart Routes in Cambridge, I'm Cindy Campbell, Newscenter 5. Chet and Natalie, back to you.
All right, weather's coming up next. We'll be right back.
And I'll tell you what, winter hasn't officially arrived yet, but it's going to be really wintry around here by tomorrow. Details in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Not all artists paint. Write. Or play musical instruments. Zenith televisions. With colors more vivid and images more realistic than ever before. Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on.
Carpet shoppers, at this time of year, you need more than a sale, more than a great deal. Till Saturday at New York Carpet World, you get it. Bargains, bargains, bargains. Look at these plushes, $4.44. All these textures, these Berbers, amazing, $4.44. We're liquidating thousands of rolls, unbelievable, $4.44. Hurry, incredible bargains store-wide with credit-free and no payments till summer. Don't miss the bargains. Carpet, $4.44. Yes, $4.44 at New York Carpet World till Saturday.
It's a remote control toaster.
All I ask is that you get a gift for Harry and you come back with this. Please go get something else.
Looking for something different this Christmas? Call Beer Across America. Beer Across America will deliver 2 different six-packs from the country's best microbreweries to your door every month for 2 to 12 months, plus a quarterly microbrew magazine. Call 1-800-854-BEER now.
It's a chocolate-covered bowling ball.
Call 1-800-854-BEER.
Other supermarkets tell you to compare prices. We ask you to start with prices, but don't stop there. At Super Stop and Shop, you'll find an unbeatable selection of the freshest produce, meats, and deli. And great specials like Franco-American gravies, assorted flavors, 2 for $1. Betty Crocker Super Moist Cake Mixes, 79 cents. Prego Spaghetti Sauce, traditional or extra chunky, 2 for $3. You'll find all this in a store that's clean, bright, and easy to shop. Isn't it time for you to stop and shop?
Want to purchase a late model vehicle? Want to reestablish your credit? Prime Lending has secured $50 million for good people with bad credit. In this holiday season, establish the credit you deserve for yourself, your family, your future. Call now.
Now, meteorologist Dick Albert and the Weather Center 5 forecast.
Well, our pal Dick's all excited. A little more snow headed our way to go with the cold.
That's right, Natalie. The flakes are going to be flying here tomorrow and into tomorrow evening. Let's first take a look at the temperatures around the area. Certainly cold enough to snow, that's for sure. Low 20s in Falmouth and Portsmouth, teens in Worcester, and 26 in Boston at this time. We have high pressure and cold air established over the east. And see that warm front to the south and west? To the south of it, it's raining and warm, but to the north of it, there's a lot of ice and snow. And that is the stuff that's heading our way, but not necessarily for the morning commute. Right along the coast in Cape Ann and South Shore, there could be a few flurries, but otherwise just mainly cloudy. The snowy weather will come in sometime between, I'd say, 8 and noon tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, there's certainly going to be a problem around here with a couple of inches of snow on the ground. And here's the situation as far as the radar is concerned. A lot of snow and ice in Detroit, Chicago, through southern Ohio, and through Virginia. It's all moving northeastward, but as I said, the morning commute should be okay. As far as stepping out is concerned, the next few hours this evening to get some Christmas shopping and holiday shopping in, it'll be clear and cold, 18 to 25. I'm working on those snowfall accumulations. I'll have that and the potential for another storm when I return. Chet and Nat?
Thank you, Dick. Coming up next, if your Christmas list includes video games, we have some information on the new rating system that helps you decide just how much video violence you can accept.
A live report from Washington just ahead.
It's Caldor's best holiday one-day sale. Thursday, 6 a.m. to midnight, save 20 to over 70%. Save on Barbie and Fisher-Price toys, men's and women's knit tops, men's pro-team outerwear, and all gold and gemstone jewelry. Thursday, 6 a.m. to midnight. Merry Christmas from Caldor.
HMO Blue, tough, still good. Over 30 health plans have chosen Melrose Wakefield Hospital. They've chosen our hospital because they trust the quality and value of the health care we provide. They chose us so that you can too. Melrose Wakefield Hospital, the quality specialist.
Where can you get quality designer furniture at low prices? Gallagher's Furniture Outlet in Salisbury has designer furniture, unfinished furniture, and custom builds at the best prices. Our interior designers can help you create the right look at the right price. Gallagher's, it's worth the trip.
Okay, everybody, 30 minutes till the party starts. No time, gotta make the party platter. Julie, the dog's got the cheese ball. My green jacket, okay? No, it makes you look like a pine tree. Mom!
Need some help with your party platters? Shop at Star Market. We've got great tasting party platters and everything else you need for the holidays. Star Market. Smart idea, huh?
Night, Mom.
It's a war of words. Howard Stern versus Kathy Lee Gifford. What's really going on with these two? Next Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7.
It is the annual holiday dilemma. Your child loves to play computer games, but you can't tell which ones are appropriate and which ones are filled with too much sex and violence. New rating system is making it easier to please parents and players. Julie Kurtz of our Washington Bureau has the story now, live from Washington. Julie.
Chet, although the makers of computer games are not acting as quickly as the video game makers, there's still a lot more information out there when you go shopping for these high-tech games, thanks to pressure from Washington.
If your little ones have put something called Primal Rage on their Christmas list, this is what they're asking for. The popular video and computer game includes a virtual blood splatter.
If you don't play the games, you have no idea what's going on as far as the level of violence.
The good news, this is the first holiday shopping season in which nearly all of the new PC and video games are rated. The two senators who pressured game makers into the voluntary ratings are encouraged.
The system is working. It's not working perfectly, but the system is working.
The ratings are on the boxes this year, but you need to look closely, and there are still two different industry rating systems.
This one uses symbols to represent language, sexual content, and the violence level. The other rating is based on the age of the user. Both are voluntary. It's still up to consumers to decide what to bring home.
If there's garbage and violence in a game, then the fact that you're rating it doesn't make it less violent or less garbage.
The National Parent-Teacher Association has more advice for shoppers. Before making a purchase, check the rating. Look for it on packages and ads. Ask questions if you're confused about the content, and speak up if local stores are stocking unrated games. A recent survey by the PTA found retailers doing a poor job making sure unrated or inappropriate games are not sold to young children. Both Walmart and Toys R Us have now pledged to sell only the rated games. Retailers say that consumers should let the stores know if they want them only to stock the rated games. The ratings can now be a marketing advantage. Natalie and Chet, back to you.
All right, Julie, thank you. That's it for this edition of Newscenter 5 at 5. We'll be back at 6.
The news continues now at 5:30 with Heather Kahn and Brian Leary.
WCVB TV, Boston.